bro, it's your girl NAE, back live with another freaking video. It is Vlogmas day 16. So guys, it is actually snowing currently in the MD, so I'm not gonna be doing a vlog today. I actually wanted to do like a quick sit down video because honestly y'all, Vlogmas is a lot and I just wanted to give y'all some advice if you're going through Vlogmas or if you're going through this quarantine a little lonely right now or a little bit lost on your relationship. So I wanted to give out some advice out there to my fellas and my ladies, both of y'all, so you guys can know what to do if you're looking for a relationship, if you don't want a relationship, if you're having a hard time in your relationship, whatever the case may be, so that it doesn't just apply to boyfriend, girlfriend, it also applies to friendships as well. Let's just go ahead and get right into the video. Don't forget, you can always be a sis and you can always be a bro. All you gotta do is subscribe down below, hit that notification bell so you can get all my updates on when my next videos are coming out. Let's get started. Okay, so for anyone who wants to or needs to hear this, sis, you do not have to be in a relationship. Bro, you do not have to be in a relationship. You do not have to. And I feel like quarantine has put this added layer of, obviously in 2020 has put this added layer of stress where you feel like you might need somebody to, fill that void, or you want somebody, to give you that happiness or that sense of whatever is missing out of your life right now. But the fact of the matter is, you don't need it. You know what I'm saying? You don't need it. Some people are questioning why don't I have a relationship? Why don't I have a relationship? Why don't I have a relationship? But the truth is, your relationships are not always meant for you at a certain time. And I feel like that's what I had to realize, because I used to be wondering dang, I'm going through all these people. Not all these people, let me calm down. I'm going through a couple people and it's just not working out. I can't find anyone who seems to gel me out, who fits into what I want ideally. And that was catching me up. It was really girl, it was really twisting me up, because it was just dang, I started to kind of reevaluate myself. Maybe it's on me, maybe I'm the problem. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's what I'm doing. Maybe it's my personality. Maybe it's the people I hang with. Maybe I'm not going around to the different places I should be going. You know what I'm saying? I started to put all these thoughts in my head that weren't even necessary, because the truth of the matter was, I was not ready for a relationship as much as I thought I was ready for a relationship. And it's crazy to see how much I've changed since the start of my relationship. I feel like I was a completely different woman, completely different woman. And I feel like that's good to know, because it's good to know that you've grown in yourself and you've grown with that person as well. But at the same time, just know, maybe the reason why you're not in a relationship is also because right now that's maybe not something that you, one, want to or need to put on your plate, and two, it's not for you right now. Maybe right now it's about figuring out where you are. Maybe right now it's about getting on a new life journey. Maybe right now it's about taking care of yourself, your self-care and your health. No one is saying you can't do those things simultaneously, but sometimes you don't always have to combine them. One question that I did get, if you follow my IG, then you will know I do have questions and ask you guys questions about what I should be talking about on these Q&As and things on my videos. So someone on my IG asked me, what are some things that you would do to keep your man pleased or keep him happy? I feel like with men in particular, it's more so about the little things, because girls love when guys are gushy and they know all about them, they study them. Guys want to be studied too. Guys want to be looked after too. And I feel like the main thing for guys, whether you're a provider or whether you're more sensitive or whether you want to be 50-50 in your relationship, I feel like guys are just looking for someone who can be their equal and who can also give into them as much as they give into you. And that doesn't always have to be with money, with dates, with materialistic things. That could just be with time, with effort, with patience. You know what I'm saying? So if you're invested and looking to go into a relationship and want to commit to that, make sure you're pouring yourself into that relationship as they pour into you, because sometimes when you pour too much of yourself into someone, you're giving them power over you. And that's why you might feel like when they're pulling back or they make you feel hurt and they're not hurting too, you're wondering like, why do I have so much of these feelings and they don't? Well, it's because you're pouring too much into them and giving them power to have that over you, so that way when you're upset, they don't feel like that. They don't, because you're at 100 and they're at 30. You need to bring it down to 30, maybe 28. Whether it goes to friendships or relationships, honestly, like, make sure that it is a combined and equal partnership. You guys are pouring into each other, growing with each other. I feel like that's the main point that I love about my relationship, is that regardless, we're always working and taking steps with each other. We might not be in the same pace, we might not even be running on the same path as far as what we want to do in life and our careers, but at the end of the day, we know our goal is the same. We know that, you know, at the end of the day, we want to make each other happy. You know what I'm saying? So it all comes back down to the little things in life, making sure people are good, making sure, you know, people feel your presence, and you don't have to be present to be present. Does that make sense? Like, someone can still feel your presence even if you are not in their present. That might be the philosophical NAE talking, but let me turn that back again. Okay, so just because I'm not with you all the time doesn't mean that you won't feel my presence. So for instance, if you guys watch Vlogmas Day, one person that I talked about giving a present to, if anyone, would be my cousin Sarah, because I feel like even though she's not present in my life, she doesn't live around me, she's still very present in my life, for real. Like, her presence is given in a different type of way than physical, and it's very like effective, and people can feel that energy, people can feel that aura, people can feel when you want to be there for them, if you want to talk to them, if you want to hear what they have to say. So deflecting and making it seem like, oh, like I care but I don't, like, people will catch on to that, and that ends up being the reason why a lot of the people have talking stages that never work out. Another question that I got was, how do you know when your relationship is over? So I'm really glad you asked that question, because sometimes it's not always about getting into a relationship, but it's also pulling away from one. So when you know a relationship is over, I feel, is when I feel like it's like the biggest drastic change. You'll notice the little things that they do, they don't want to do anymore. You'll notice that you guys aren't necessarily like on the same page about a lot of things, and it may come in little red flags essentially, but you'll notice it. You know what I'm saying? The tone is different, the moods are different, the vibes are different. They might not be putting more into their effort, into their time, into their patience with you. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I feel like the biggest way to know when a relationship is over is like when you can just feel they're pulling away. I feel like you can honestly tell when someone's pulling away when it's just, it's more so like a feeling to me. It's just like a burden, to be quite honest. It's like talking to me is a burden. It's like putting up with this is a burden for you. You know what I'm saying? Like it no longer interests you, it no longer serves any benefit for you, and because it doesn't do that, you're done with it. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you can actually be the person who feels that way about someone else, but the problem is you have to communicate. A lot of people, they just want to dig that deep until that like literally goes somewhere else where you literally just don't want to talk about it anymore. You think that it's gonna get better again because this is just a phase, right? This is just a phase. It's just something that happens. You know, sometimes people fall in love, they fall out of love. Like, it's just a phase. Like, it's not a phase. It's not a phase. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, of course, when people are married for an extremely long time, your emotions may fluctuate about your significant other depending on the type of lover you are and your love language and the type of person that you are when it comes to love. But The problem is communication. When you expect things to change without actually telling people, this makes me feel a certain way now because it doesn't make me feel a certain way like it did before. That's where you see the frustration, because it's like you guys are playing two different games of chess, and they're on the previous history of the last game you played and you're on the new one. You have to make sure the pieces match. You know what I'm saying? You have to make sure the puzzle goes together. We're on the same game board. And it's not like we can't respectfully bow out to each other. It's just the fact that at the end of the day, someone has to say check. You feel me? Someone has to say checkmate. Okay, someone has to say, I don't feel like doing this anymore. So that's where like cheating and all that other stuff comes from, because I feel like communication really is the biggest thing in a relationship. You don't have communication, you don't have trust. It really, like, what can you honestly do? Like, what is a relationship without trust? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is it, honestly? Because if you don't have those things, you're just going in circles. You're just going through the motions of things. You're not even feeling. You're not even interacting. You're just, it's just a routine at this point. So it's going to end up making you miserable, of course, because the only thing that you can do over and over again without having any change is insanity. That's insane. So when it's over, just know it is okay to say it's over. And even if you feel like you might have a regret after that, or you might have guilt after that, I feel like it's better to put things out on the table of how you feel, because at the end of the day, it would be worse to hurt your significant other by not telling them how you truly feel. So my next question is, how do you make a long distance relationship work? So as you guys may or may not know, you can definitely check out my boyfriend tag video that I did previously a really long time back with Drey. Me and Drake actually started off in a long distance relationship. I was going to college at Towson and he was going to college at Bowie. So it was about an hour difference between where we lived, but like we had class, we had fraternities, I had like my pageant, I had like clubs, sport, you know, he had sports. Like we were so busy. I had 2 jobs. We were so busy, like besides the weekend, there was really no time for us to see each other during the week. But the weekend, they knew me down there at that campus, okay? What I will say is, when working with a long distance relationship, one, you have to have trust, like, and that is like kind of hard to build when you're long distance. But I feel like that just comes with like studying and learning who you're actually talking about, studying and learning who they are as a person, how they hang out, are they friendly, are they mean, are they nice to people, you know what I'm saying? And going from there, I feel like when you have doubts in long distance, generally most of the time it is about cheating. Yes sir, yes or no, you know what I'm saying? It's generally about cheating. So I would just say having faith in your partner is honestly the only thing you have, because there is nothing, like, it's not like you're about to fly there or drive there like within the next 5 minutes if they don't pick up the phone, you know what I'm saying? Like, so you really just have to trust that they are willing to do right by you, you know what I'm saying? And that they actually genuinely care about your feelings, they actually genuinely care about what you feel towards them, and they care about if they were to ever hurt you. So having trust is ultimately number one when it comes to long distance. Alright guys, so the last topic I really wanted to discuss was arguments and fighting. So honestly guys, if you're like me, like, I hate fighting, I hate arguing, but when provoked, I can get into it, okay? I can get into it. So I hate arguing with your significant other, because I feel like Jerry's like my person, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's like my best friend. So it's like, when I argue with him, like, who am I supposed to call after and be like, my boyfriend? I gotta call him and be like, you did this to me. But like, honestly, y'all, I hate arguing, because it's just like, honestly, I feel like if you can not argue, don't. Like, not every battle is a battle you have to go 100% on, and that's what I had to learn. Like, you have to pick and choose battles for yourself, y'all, because you cannot win fighting every argument 100%, going hard like this is the worst thing that ever happened to you in your life. Like, you will be miserable. miserable, whether that is in a relationship, in a friendship, whatever. Like, it just makes the situation so much more OC, and it makes it seem like you don't know how to pick and choose when something is a big deal versus when something is something a little bit on the small side. Now, that doesn't mean your feelings don't matter and you shouldn't get out what you want, but as far as like arguing, keep it to a minimum if you can. Like, pick and choose your battles. Some things you can bring up without having an argument. It's not everything an argument. It's not every day fight. It's not like that at all, y'all. It's not every single day fight. Like, pick and choose your battles wisely, because that can easily be the demise of your freaking relationship. I am telling you, not everything is as serious as you need to make it. Not everything is as deep as you need to make it. Some things are just not that deep. It's just not that deep. If you're in an argument right now with your man and he mad at you, some things are just not that deep, sis. And somebody on here probably looking at this video like, yeah, I told her ass, it was just not that deep. Like, it is not that deep. It's not. Alright guys, so I do hope you guys enjoyed today's video. It was just a quick relationship advice video that I have for you guys on this snow day. I'm so sorry I couldn't vlog the Vlogmas, y'all. So sorry, but more content tomorrow, as always, as y'all already know. Feel free to follow my Instagram so you can be a part of the questions that I get asked, or have some input on what you want to see on my channel as well, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in my next video. Peace.